live. I don't even think I have enough subs to be even streaming, but it sounded fun, right? I haven't been on here forever, so this is a way for me to get this out here and, yeah, just kind of talk. So I'm driving. What else is there better to do but to talk to myself? No, I'm just kidding. I know you guys will see it later. And so the reason I'm getting on here, you guys, is because things have been crazy and the world has been absolutely freaking nuts lately. At least for me it has. And so a lot of people are like, what's going on? And why haven't you done videos? And sorry, this thing's kind of shaky. Yeah, I haven't done videos because I've been writing my book and focusing on me. And I just feel like the world drains you sometimes, you know? And that's what I actually want to talk about. And hopefully later when I watch this, I will be able to see that you guys can hear me because it's loud. I got the windows up, but I am on the highway, so. Yeah, so my home life's crazy busy, and this was the best time to talk. And then God just put it on my heart to speak, so here we go. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about, a lot of people have been asking me about the realms and asking me, are we having a realm change? Is there something going on with time? And there absolutely is something going on with time right now. You know, my friend Lisa, she's actually a part of this channel, and she'll see this, but it kind of started around that area of time that she had got a hold of me and told me that she was all upset about her window breaking on her car, her windshield breaking. And what had happened was she was all upset when she told her son about it. She was like, basically the windshield wiper came up and hit the windshield and broke it. But by the time she got home and her son came out to look at the damage, it wasn't there. And so she was like, what kind of, I don't even think I could cuss on a live, but she's like, what kind of is this? And I'm like, that is kind of odd, you know? So realm jumps are real, and it's just where you're going from one realm back to another. It's like you zap into one reality and then you come back and you can't even like make sense of it. So for her, she obviously could not make sense of what she had just experienced. And it wasn't like she just thought it was a little crack. It was no hairline crack. She actually got out, checked the window. It was cracked. She was upset, got to her house, and then, you know, her son walked out and was like, Mom, it's not even cracked. And she's like, what the heck's happening to me? So of course they're asking me because I time travel like all the time. And it's like everybody's going to have their own experience. And I think that a lot of us, if you have not already, will start experiencing weird things like that. So, I had a friend of mine that had a headache, was perfectly fine. He's awoken. He's in a part of the tribe group. And he went to the hospital with a headache, didn't come out of that for a month. Just crazy stuff. He literally they couldn't even tell you what was wrong with him. Lost memory. He's came back, and I kept saying, this is a realm disturbance, you know? Something wrong with his brain. Like, it was just crazy. It was almost like an energy zap. And yeah, and when I kept saying, I know it's like an energy disturbance, it just, I don't know why I thought that, but when he came to and he's finally coming back, it's the first thing he says is, this is a realm disturbance. And when I went to see him in the hospital, he's like, my memories might not match yours, you know? And I'm like, well, thank God I travel for, you know, my life, so I'm sure I could recognize you from another space. So while that sounds crazy, we are transferring into another time. And what that means is realms are also a realm jump. You can think of a mind, you know, a mind disturbance. Your mind is a frequency. You can measure your mind waves on a map, you know. And so when you can do that, you can then realize that there's an actual number output to the brain activity in your mind. And so when you have, you know, certain kind of brain waves going on, alpha, beta, you know, there's the theta is great. They're all different though, and so it just depends on where you're at in order to have the ability to experience the reality in which you see. And so if you want to ask me, how do I get into a better state of mind, or how do I get into a better realm of reality? In order to do that, you want to focus on the brain waves of your mind. You want to focus on, you know, positive thoughts, reoccurring positive thoughts that get you to the destination in which you want to go. And, you know, if you don't know what that is, you're going to have to sit down and literally write to yourself, ask yourself what it is that you want. You got to break down things in order to see where you're going, you know. And so, whew, yeah, I hope this is even on live. I don't even know what I'm doing. I think it's on live. But anyhow, yeah. This is weird. This whole live thing's weird. It says something went wrong. Tap again. So listen, I'm just trying to tell you guys that a lot of things have happened in the past few months that's kept me off of my, game as far as talking to you guys, and I miss it. But back to it, a realm jump is literally, a realm is a mind frame. It's a thought. It's the way your mind can, mesh well into the reality. So to give an example of realms and things like that, like when I'm realm jumping, or when I'm in an astral travel into another realm of reality, I'm into an area that is a population that's full of people that have the same basic mind frame. So when you're born to Earth, you're on a basic mind frame. Basically, everybody born to Earth, born in sin, born with a particular, lesson to learn, a vice to get rid of, which is just an emotional vice, or, like an emotional addiction, these things. We come here to basically complete our schooling, to advance. And so what really happens is that a lot of people, a population or group, is put into the same area to learn. And as you know, within school, people that upgrade on these lessons in life, they start to outgrow people. Your high school is not going to be the same as your elementary school, And so with that being said, you grow, you change, and you are not who you used to be. That can be considered as a realm jump. You are not the person you were born into being. You either have backslided or you have grown, and that's what we deal with in reality. There's a lot of people that never grows, and so when you see yourself, facing other people, you're like, this ain't for me. Like, what's wrong? Like, I don't fit in here. That's because you're completing your mission, but you're also gaining in momentum. You're changing, and so it's a really great experience, but it scares some people get scared, and so that's kind of why I wanted to pop on here. I am so busy constantly, so I am not able to just sit and record like I used to. But if we're talking about live conversations, I figured that might be easier for the time being for me to catch up with you guys. But yeah, so in regards to time traveling and time looping, when I'm out of body, I'm really seeing, like, for instance, I'm just going to have to give you an example so you understand, but if I'm dropped into a time, basically that's not of this time. When I go out of body and I leave the body, I'm actually walking through walls when I leave my house. So therefore, my frequency as a soul is not, this dense frequency as a body here.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Sorry if you guys could hear that. I got my maps running. Speed trap ahead, so I gotta watch that. But yeah, so when you go through walls and stuff, in and out of body, you're not actually the same density as you are in body. So I could say that my frequency is higher when I'm out of body. With that being said, y'all can't see me, right? You can't see ghosts or spirits or anything like that. If I go into a time frame, though, that's sped up, that matches my soul frame, okay, then people could see me. And I know that sounds crazy. I don't know how many times I'm like, hey, can you see me? Or how can you see me? Like, that's the worst question to ever ask. Like, can you imagine if I walked up to you right now and was like, hey, wow, you can see me? Like, that's just weird, and it's weird to people. But I've said it so many times, so it's hilarious. But yeah, so when the soul goes into a particular time frame in the future or even in the past, then you actually build yourself a body. Like, so basically, I leave here knowing my body's sleeping. I travel to another place in time, and they can see me. And the reason why is because I've landed in a time where they can actually match my vibration. And so this last place was pretty much in the future, and they still were asleep. You would think that they would notice the fact that I just showed up out of thin air. I literally did. I showed up I just dropped in where there was like a bus, and it was a bus stop, literally, and they could see me. So I don't know how they didn't notice that I wasn't there, and now I was. That's what I'm saying. People are asleep. No matter where you go, people are asleep. And I realized that. And so, yeah. So basically, there's a couple of things that I'd like to mention here, though. Yeah, I'm the same person, right? But nobody there knows me, and I sure don't know anyone, and I was just fine with that. Matter of fact, that's amazing, because I like it that way. So I get on the bus, and I sat in the front, and the first thing is like, I hear, like, everything sounded different to me, like, just a little bit of a higher pitched sound. People talked higher pitched, you know. It's like a drunk person. All drunk people sound the same. All drunk women really do sound the same, because they're on the same frequency disturbance. So yeah, so basically, I gotta get over it, so hold up. But yeah, that frequency disturbance is literally what I'm talking about. So I asked the bus driver to honk the horn, and I wanted to hear how it sounded, and he just looked at me, he was like, no. And I was like, you know, come on for me, please, because I'm the same damn person I am now, you know. So I was just like, come on, like, you know, my sense of humor and my charm and charisma. I was like, just do it for me, like, it's not gonna hurt you to honk your horn. So he honks his horn, and it was literally a different sound. It was like, instead of beep beep, it was like beep beep, you know. And I'm like, okay. So the reason for me asking that is I want to see what kind of level of frequency I'm on in that realm. So anyhow, yeah, long story short, we come up to a train, and the things were coming down on the train, you know. And here it'd be like ding 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 ding, you know, all slow. There it wasn't. It was like ding 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 ding. And I was like, all right, so we're like a couple octaves higher in this reality. There's a couple octaves higher. But however, even though that the octaves were higher and the pitch was, you know, faster, it still just showed me that there was still lessons to learn there. When I got off the bus, there was this kid playing in a field near a school, and he was trying to kick this, like, football, and he kept trying to kick it. It didn't go very far, you know. And I was like, hey, if you kick that and you believe that you're going to do it, you know you can, you're going to take that football and you're going to hit the wall, you know, across from you. And he just looked at me. He didn't really say nothing. He kind of looked at me like I was crazy. I came out of nowhere, and I was talking to him, but, you know, I was walking on foot at this point. And so he looked at me and he listened, though. There was a connection there. It was just like somebody had to tell him, hey, believe in yourself. You can actually do this, you know. And when he kicked the ball, it freaking hit that building. I'm talking, it flew. Like, he's going to the NFLs, because it flew. It hit the side of that wall and just, you know, bounced down or whatever. So anyway, I was like, dang, like, but he looked back at me, and I was fading out of the experience because I couldn't hold the frequency. I was like, man, so I just disappeared, like, right there. Like, he's probably like, that little kid probably thought I was an angel, because I never came back. I just disappeared right then. Like, it's impossible for that to happen. And I'm sure that he's talking about that to this day. And my point of telling you this is that frequencies change. You know, that was basically, I went into the future a little bit, because we raised octaves. Like, hold up, I got brakes. Jeez, people can't drive. Here I'm on the phone, I'm doing better, shoot. But we raised octaves, and so when you raise octaves, or you lower octaves, that's going to put you in a different realm of experience, a different reality, where people are on the same mission. Now, nobody's going to be just like you. Look at this. Earth right now has what? I don't even know. I play music, and I don't even know a musical scale, but think of the musical scale. For some reason, 12 pops in my mind. I could be wrong, but whatever that is on that scale, 7 maybe, 7 up, 7 minor, I don't really even know, but that's what's in our reality, right? The sounds that we can hear, our musical scale, the notes within it. You got some people down on a low vibration, a low harmony vibration, but we still all fit on Earth at this same time frame, because we all can really, like, harmonize within the scale. You know, it's a sliding scale. So when you're getting up here on the end of the scale, and you're starting to, like, break down reality, and you're realizing what reality even is, then you're like, okay, I don't fit in here no more. What's going on? And it can be scary. And sometimes you feel like you need to drop yourself down on a grounding, you know, or find, you know, a lower harmony just to feel normal.
There's a stalled vehicle ahead.
Sorry, stalled vehicle ahead. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm pretty sure you probably can't hear that, because it's going through my speakers, but I have my maps again running. But yeah, it's like that. So when you have something change up on you like that, you have to really keep calm and understand that your mind frequency, those waves I just talked about, they're out. You're they're changing, you know what I'm saying? They're changing, so therefore you're seeing things differently. You're picking up things in reality that you would have never picked up before. And that has to do with advancing, and it has everything to do with the vibration that your mind output is putting out. So, yeah. I really hope this is actually live. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I said, I don't even think I have enough subscribers to go live. I don't literally know anything about what I'm doing, but I'm going to talk anyway. Because it's just easier to talk instead of trying to record and try to edit and then try to put it out here. Like, I'm just going to put it out here, so. Oh yeah, somebody can see me. Glad to see you. I'm listening while busy. Much love. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're my, yes, I don't even know how to pronounce that because I'm driving right now. But, yes, I think you're from, where are you from? Australia, right? Because I seen a message pop up. There's another person from the Netherlands that I was talking to on this page. But yeah, I'm glad that you're writing. I think you changed your name, so I think that's what's throwing me off. Am I wrong with that? Or are you somebody else? If you're somebody else, I'm still glad you're here. Shit, like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm live right now. Yeah, you changed your name. That's cool. All right, well, I gotta focus on the road, but yeah, I'm glad you're here. But yeah, like, I hope everything's all right, by the way. I've thought about you a few times and wondered how things are there. I still want to travel there, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, yeah, with this frequency disturbance, like, it's crazy. Like, everybody is all different here anyway. I don't know about there, but everything's different here now for some reason. But I really think it has something to do with, I know, the mind waves. Matter of fact, I did some studying on something called, I know I'm rambling at this point, but the Muse or something, it's called MUSE. I don't know much about it. I'm not affiliated with them. It's some kind of equipment that you put on your head. And I haven't done any research about it really, so I'm not saying to go do this. But I had been told about how you can measure your own brain waves with it, your mind waves. Like, and when I seen it, some YouTuber put it out there. I wish I could remember the YouTuber at this point. I would actually give him a shout out. But so they put it out there to where it was saying how it was showing how, like, these brain waves were actually forming the reality, and that how you can measure your own brain waves, and then you can become consciously aware of how to control them. And literally what they were saying was, my phone's starting to dim out a little bit. I don't know if I should charge it or what. But they were saying that you can actually disappear. Now, I'm not saying you can disappear. I'm not saying I astral travel, and I don't even disappear. I leave my body behind when I travel. But I'm just trying to tell you that I feel like something resonated with me when that whole conversation he had came up, because it's like this. If you can drop your mind waves down low enough, which is what he said, and you can consciously you can control thoughts, so you can get rid of your anxiety, your worry, your pain, your thoughts, and just drop it down to a zero, to where you're just in harmony with the time of just being present within yourself, where you're not like firing off all these thoughts. Then the people in the room won't acknowledge you. So I don't really think that you actually go visible. I'm not that far out there. I know that there's some readings as far as, what is his name? Yahoga Ganda or something, yogi, that talks about in his book. I read half of his book, was talking about disappearing. And I read it just because I think that there's partial truths in many religions that you can gain from. But yeah, he talked about somebody going disappearing, but I guess what I'm trying to say is this moose is going to train you to where you can visually see your mind waves, get them dropped down to a flat line, and that way nobody could notice you in the room. I happen to draw attention when I enter a room, so yeah. Hold up, let me put this. I think my phone might be dying. Let's try that. I happen to draw attention sometimes when I walk in a room, and it's not because of my looks. I think it's because I have a light with me. I really believe that, and people notice something. They just don't know what. So I don't really have experience of trying to lower my vibration or to flatline it, you know. But I've thought about it lately. I've thought about how that could benefit people who don't want to be seen, you know. It's like wild. But yeah, I checked your channel a few hours ago, first time in a while. Oh, I'm just glad you didn't delete me. I'm really glad that you stayed here. Aw, and it's going really well. That's awesome. And I'm glad that I can actually see now. That's cool. I need to do these more. I just never know what to talk about. Like, if I edit it, then I can just, like, cut out all the times I'm like, what do we want to talk about? Like, I'm all over the place when I'm live. I've done a lot of live Facebook, like, things. I get a lot of people watching, but I'm just silly. So I just do whatever. It's not like I'm trying to talk about something serious. So I was kind of intimidated by a live. I've never done it till now, and I thought, you know what, it's the only way I can actually talk, so I'm gonna do it. But yeah. Well, I'm glad it's all good with you. So I heard some stories about the area that you live in, and so I just didn't know how it all ended up panning out. Here it got a lot better than it used to be. So where to begin is my biggest challenge. Yeah. I think that's everybody's biggest challenge. I figured out like a lot about myself in the past maybe year. You know, I think we're always growing. I don't think nobody has all the answers. I think that we all help each other grow, and then we just come into a collective. But beginning somewhere, even I, like, as woke as I am, I didn't know where I was going. Like, I couldn't figure it out. So I had to literally sit down and was like, because you have to really undo everything you're not and determine what, you know. Yeah, it's crazy. Things have been crazy for me. Literally, I feel like every time I start to gain momentum, then a family member comes at me, a friend gets hurt. Like right now, I'm heading pretty far away to pick up a friend who's stranded. Actually 8.5 hours away to pick up a friend that's stranded. A really good friend of mine. And she's also like, there's a realm jump going on. There's something that don't feel right, you know, come rescue me. And it's just one thing after another, man. It's crazy. Sorry, I gotta put some lip gloss on. My lips are so dry. I hope you can hear me all right. Time is weird for me. All sweet here. Hold up. No posts in dark for me in the noise. That's good. That's good. Not me either. But I heard that you guys were being like strapped down and forced to, so I was concerned about that. Then I was like, I don't know if you could always believe what you see either. But yeah, I didn't either. Alright, so the time thing is weird for all of us. I'm just like, I feel like, okay, so I'm writing a book right now, and I'm on chapter 6 of it. And chapter 6 is just going to be like forever long, I guess, because it's covering time. But this is a book that's channeled, so I really can't take credit that it was my writing or my book, because I feel like it's God's book. And then there's some other like angelic presences that came across the channel through me, and I've allowed it because this book is teaching me something, and it's incredible. So I thought, I'm just gonna keep writing and keep writing. But time was pretty cool because the chapter I'm in now was teaching me. I know that sounds crazy because I mean I'm the author, but it's a channeled book, and man, I don't even believe in like being a medium and all that, but I'm born to be that way, you know. And I don't feel like I gotta explain myself to you, but I just feel like you already feel me, you know. But I'm just telling you, like, I learned a lot, like how that your DNA can be changed. You know, you got to get rid of generational curses through obviously diets, one, because your DNA is made out of amino acids, so you want to watch your diet, and they are actually getting to us through our food. But also just in general, that the fact that you can unstructure yourself to become something much more and beyond what you ever thought. It can be done through basically thought and DNA. Like, I'll just give you one example. So I was trying to figure out the DNA and what protects the DNA, so that way I could actually protect my DNA from further damage. And I seen that antibodies are a protective coat on your DNA. Well, antibodies are, the etymology of the word antibody goes back to anything that comes up against the church. So as a healthcare provider myself, who isn't jabbed, but yeah, I was like, okay, wait a second. So if I see antibodies in somebody's blood, that literally means that something is within them that's coming up against the church. And without revealing the whole entire chapter of this book that I'm writing, it's just these things, you know. I'm like, okay, time time has a lot to do with your very own lineage, your own DNA, your own, your own thoughts, your own program when you came into this reality. And I'm not even talking about just a program that you would have been like fed to. We all have a program we're fed at birth, but even beyond that, there's a program written within you, coded within your soul and your DNA that literally is going to determine where you go. And there's a lot of things that need to be shut off. There's a lot of things that need to be turned on and activated within the DNA in order to experience the reality in which you're shooting for. And so with that all being said, it's all about time, which time is DNA. Time is we're getting deep, but I might as well keep going. But it's just the fact that, it's shedding everything you're not. Even the family, the Bible talks about how you won't even, I don't know if it's you like them or not, but you won't be like, you choose God over your own family. And that's where I'm at as well with that. To this point, I've got rid of so much of my family, unfortunately, knowing that it's not easy. I have separated because I don't want to be reborn back into that same generational curse. If I'm expanding, in order to expand, I have to get rid of and shed the things that are no longer me. In order to create the life that you want, you really have to shed what's no longer serving you. To get in creation means that you don't have any pressures anymore. How convenient that I'm starting to lose signal here. That was crazy. Hold up. I just got accepted into a year of mental health, peer support, course Friday. That's cool. That is awesome. So you already left it all. Oh, you're my family. Thank you. And sorry it's taking me so long to read it. It's just that I'm driving on a highway, but I'm literally going 88 miles an hour. I got a good peripheral here. I seen a really bad wreck earlier. I came up upon it on another lane, and there was an actual helicopter that landed in the lane next to me. They were already there when I got to it, but it was sad. It was really sad. Somebody hit somebody in the rear end, so it's like, man. I think a lot of people don't even pay attention. They don't. Everybody's got either on drugs or they're like on their phones, and yeah, I know I'm on my phone, but I'm not really looking at my phone that much. But anyway, yeah, the family thing has been difficult because, and I don't think it's as difficult for me as it used to be. I mean, things creep up for me, but what's difficult is seeing a family member come and they're like, why don't you hang out? Or why don't you call? Or they get upset. It's like, I don't have enough attention to make you complete. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have enough time and attention to give to you to make you whole. Because if you were whole, hold on.
There's a stalled vehicle ahead.
I got my map girl talking. But if they were whole on their own, they wouldn't be taking from you. And I know and realize, I totally recognize they don't want to take from you. That's not their intentions. They want to be a part of you, but if being a part of you requires them to pull you back, it's like, understand that I do this and I have 4 kids and I don't like my phone. Matter of fact, I just took off my messenger from my phone because I got people mad at me because I don't call them back. I just went on vacation. My phone was going crazy. It's like, I need respect, and nobody understands the fact that if I don't write you back and it takes me 3 days, it's because I'm busy, and then I get this feeling, like overwhelming feeling, like an obligation. I literally wrote it down on my to-do list to text this person back and respond to this person, and then something just clicked in me, and it was my last vacation, which was like not even 2 weeks ago. It's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't owe anybody anything, and it's like, what I'm trying to tell you is, it's sad. Sorry, I got bumps. It's sad because I recognize it's sad for them. It's not sad for me. And if I try to teach them, which I have, they don't hear. It's just the same thing. And it don't matter who it is. It's family and friends. No. Like, I don't need anybody to feel complete. I'm complete on my own. And if everybody that I love could feel that way too, feel complete on your own, then we can grow together. You're not taking from me. You're not stressing me out. I don't care if we don't talk for a year, you know, let's get back into it where we left off, but don't treat me like, oh, I thought you loved me, you know. And like I said, I just got rid of my whole messenger. Yeah, thank you. I prayed actually before I got on this trip about the angels protecting me. Like, just this trip in general is kind of a different one. I'll explain that in a minute, but you don't answer a phone at all. I know. I have a phone because I work, and I know this sounds crazy, like I shouldn't do this, but I had to keep my job, right? But I didn't get jabbed, and I am in healthcare. I did have that. My boss gave us an option, but they track me. The government here in the U.S. based on, I don't even want to say the president. It starts with the O. It was our 2 presidents ago. This came into effect. But anyway, it was recently that it came to effect that all home health care people have to have a tracking on their phone. So I have to clock in with a GPS device, and they can see everything where I'm at. I'm pretty sure they could probably hear my audio and everything. I don't like it, but that's the only reason why I even have a phone. I would probably go back to house phone if I could. Other than this right here, I like this. But yeah, it's crazy. I guess what I'm saying is that people don't understand. Yeah, that's it. You nailed it with that. That word you just wrote is it. I don't want my live to go down. I don't know the rules to a live, but I watch people on live. But I like those words that you just wrote there, man. That's just, you nailed it. But yeah, I've seen people go down on live for cussing and stuff and saying stuff that they shouldn't. So I try to watch this, but yeah. Basically right now I'm heading to get my friend. She had been broke down. She had a car breakdown. She went on a cruise, left the cruise. She actually just went to the Mayan ruins and all kinds of stuff. She had a great time. I don't know about the Mayan ruins, but she said she brought something back from there, and I was starting to wonder if it's something that she shouldn't have. She swears it's not. She said it's a good thing, and I'm like, I don't know, you've had awfully bad luck, but to me it's just a trip. I'm like, I'll go help her. Apparently I'm not supposed to be in Indiana right now, or I wouldn't be. I got 2 friends broke down in 2 different states that need my help, so that's just odd. One of the friends live with me, so I mean, these are close friends. It's just everything's weird, really, to be honest. But she even had a rental car finally. This is what happened to her. Her chip fell out of her card. Her credit card, her chips fell out of it. That's just weird. So I guess nobody's letting her swipe it. I don't know. I mean, I don't really understand that. But yeah, this hotel she's at is letting her swipe it, but everybody else requires a chip. And then basically she can't get a rental car or nothing. It's a long story. So she ended up, basically her actual car broke down, left her stranded. Tranny went out. It's gonna cost her like $6,000. She can't stay with the car, so that's why I'm coming to get her to bring her home. She has a loan on the car. She's a mess, and I'm like, just hold your thought. It's okay, you know. It's just the, you know, devil playing tricks with her is what it is. You know, like, just hold your thought. Just be positive, you know. And it's hard. It's hard for people to do that. It's hard for me to do that. She just got her debt clear, you know.
In 2 miles, take exit 53 toward Cave City, Glasgow.
Well, heck, it's getting me off here, and I don't even know why. I might have to turn. You might have to bear with me because my map just literally told me to get off right here, which is odd to me. But yeah, so basically that was her car that she owns, broke down there. She got a rental car somehow, managed to get a rental car through a company that don't require basically to get a rental car here, it's tricky. You can't, I couldn't just call the airport and get her a rental car in my name because her name has to match, her ID has to match the name of the rental car. It's just crazy. So she used this like app on her phone to get this makeshift rental company place to get her a car, and then next thing you know, the car breaks down, and at this point I'm like, you know what, I'll just come get you because the rental car is not, the company's not giving her another car. So while I just took you on a loop right there, like, I know that's like all confusing, I probably lost your attention, but I'm just telling you, she can't get out. It's like the universe is trapping people in a way. It's weird. I'm just like, keep your focus, keep your mindset, don't let it mess with you, you're gonna be fine. Like, there's a way, there's always a way out. Like, it's gotta get better, right?
In half a mile, take exit 53 toward Cave City, Glasgow.
Hey, while you're on here, can you hear my map talking? I'm just curious. Yeah, nothing bad as far as us. I 100% agree. You know what else I'm getting? I'm getting a lot that, like...
Take exit 53.
I don't know if you can hear me over the map. That, like, basically, in 2024, it's going to be better for us, but worse for them. That's
in a quarter mile, keep left at the fork. Follow signs for Cave City, Glasgow.
You can't hear the map? That's crazy.
Keep left at the fork, then turn left onto Kentucky 70 East.
See, that's so weird. I should be on, like, the same highway all the way to where I'm going. I don't know why it's doing this. But anyway. Hear maps and you're fine. Alright, well good.
Turn left onto Kentucky 70 East, Kentucky 90 East.
It's super, super loud and it's like, I think it's messing with me. Don't want me to give you my message, does it? I don't even know what I was talking about at this point. Goodness gracious. It's just very odd that it's got me going this way. But whatever's the fastest way. Sometimes I'll listen to it because it'll navigate me around a wreck or something and I don't really want to wait here all day.
Continue on Kentucky 90 East for 9 miles.
That is so great. That's hilarious. I hope, at least I'm not like real big on here and I got like people trying to follow me or something. They'll be like, woo. Anyway, that's another thing. Like, this sounds crazy, but I feel like we as a collective are going to reach masses. That's what came up in my writing. And I know for a fact God talks to me, you know, and I'm like, okay, if I try to explain it here, it would just be a mess because it's important that it's understood properly. So I'm not going to try to explain it right now because it could really, what I say could lead you to something else. I don't even know what I did. I'm too far. I'm still in Atlantis. Hold on. Atlantis. The lost city of Atlantis. Let's talk about that. No. Where are you at? Really though? Like, now you got me wondering. Hold up. I gotta watch the road for 2 seconds. Atlanta. What is this road? Israel. Like, I'm so lost with that. You're gonna have to tell me about it. Okay, thank you. That the floating continent is what I know about Australia. So my favorite singer is there, Tash Sultana. Do you know her? Have you heard of her? She's amazing, actually. I probably should pull my map up. This is just weird. Because I'm in a town. Truly is. I got the artifacts. Yeah, awesome. There's a lot of, like, I should probably do a video on what I know there. I mean, I'm sure you already know it, but do you know about the portals and stuff? There's sacred land there. I go to Sedona, Arizona to get it, and it doesn't even come close to what you guys have in Australia, but I forget the part. Let's say. I didn't understand that. I'm trying to drive and think and all this stuff. But yeah, anyway. I want to go there eventually. I don't have a passport. My name is not legal. And then I was thinking, is that like, that's just cool. Everything in my life is weird. Let me just tell you. I'm not like a fraud. Like, my name should be legal. I've been going by it since I was 7. But, yeah. I got, my dad's name was not on my birth certificate. And so I got an ID and everything that says my dad's last name. Because that's what I've always went by. And then when I got older, I found out that he's not on my birth certificate. And right now, in the United States, they're trying to make us get a 5-point system star license. And so in order to get that license, you got to show your ID and your birth certificate to match. And my birth certificate does not match my ID as far as my name, my last name. So I'm like, dang, that's just wonderful. Then I was like, I don't know if I want to get on their point system. But apparently, come a few months from now, I'm not going to be able to fly over that. I can't fly or anything, let alone travel countries and stuff. You got no dad on your birth certificate? Yeah, I don't either. What really happened is crazy, but my dad was in prison, and my grandma, I always knew her, my mom, or my dad's mom. And so when I was like 7, she paid for my name to be changed. And my dad got out of prison when I was like 13. And so when she paid for the name change, though, I just always went by that. They changed it at school. My license ended up having that. My social security number has that. Like, I didn't, until recently when they did all these changes and the license branch wants my birth certificate. When I went to go get it and it didn't match, I was like, that's not good. It literally has the wrong last name. So I have to take my dad to court in order to take his name. It's crazy because I was like, hey, why don't you just go back to the name that's on the birth certificate? I don't even care. And the Social Security office started arguing about that. Like they won't do it. They argued with me. And I was like, okay, well, if you won't go back to what I was and I'm not what I am, then who am I? I mean, like, I got to take it to court, and that's a pain. So my dad was charged with. Oh, was yours in jail? Is that what you said? Dang, your dad was charged with something, knowledge. I can't hardly see. My phone's moving. You see it shaking? That's why I'm like, yeah. I definitely know we're God's children. We've been saved. That's what I know. We're different. There's no doubt about it. What I was talking about with that is things happen. Like, I don't think that we all have sin, you know, so we kind of think. I mean, I think everybody has hope. Everybody has an opportunity, and it's up to them whether, you know, they get there or not. Some people are born with really bad hands, but I know from soul traveling for a fact that we reincarnate, and I know that. And there's a couple verses in the Bible that I pulled out that I can really see that that's what it's talking about. I would not try to tell a typical Christian because it confuses them, and then they get scared of me, and my job isn't to confuse people. And it's not about who's right. It's just the fact that I feel like if God told everybody, hey, you've lived many lives, then people that are not higher mind would not, they would live recklessly, you know. They would defeats the purpose if you know you can live again, and start over in a new family or whatever. The case is that you're going to start over where the signature that you left with, you're going to match the certain kind of energy that you need to grow. So it's like people, you can't tell people this stuff, you know. I'm just saying. I lost my train of thought again, but I guess I'm just pretty much I'm pretty much just saying that, like, why does things happen like that for the weirdest reason? Like, what was I even saying? And it's sad. It's like not much outgrow what we used to be. And if you don't learn your lesson, if you're not up in it, if you're not stepping up your game and your frequency, then what? Then, like, you're just going to repeat time. And I feel like time's coming up on an end. Definitely coming up on an end. So what do we do then? You know, what will they do then? It's sad because I know God said he isn't going to destroy it, but yet he does say it's destroyed in fire. And with that being said, that's what's going to happen with that is that time is ended. We don't have any more hope or chances or opportunity. Jesus came to bond us out, you know, and there's a lot of people that didn't get bonded out because of their behavior, you know. It's that type of stuff. So yeah, I just think that we're advancing, and I think that it's possible that we might literally start seeing another realm. So as far as time goes, I think that we have a lot of work to do together. I think that in 2024, and I could be wrong, nobody tells me years. I know in the future, our words are going to come together and it's going to infiltrate the minds of the unbelievers. That's what I know. That's what my book's telling me. That's what God's telling me. That's what all the channeled works is coming into. And at first it was kind of scary. Like, I was like, no way. I don't want to knock down and destroy what's been built, and I don't want to infiltrate into the point of destruction, right? But at the same time, God says his righteous ones will speak, preach, teach, and I had to really I had to ponder it. I had to think about it deep. With what I know, and it's too deep right here to even tell you, but it's coming. I'm going to publish the book, and it's just easier to understand. But Yeah, we're going to infiltrate the minds of people, rather they, just like they've done to us. All these years, they've done this to us. Like, we're going to do it to them, and it's coming, and they know it. So that's why they're trying to block the minds. They're trying to block the sun. They're trying to do all these things to keep...
In a quarter mile, turn left onto US 68 East, Veterans Outer Loop.
I have no idea where I'm going. That's hilarious. Yeah, I probably should get off here and check my maps, and I think I've been rolling for a while. But yeah, hold up. Circle has no end, it doesn't. You're so right. Hold up, let me see where I'm going real quick.
Turn left onto US 68
really
East,
don't.
Veterans
I've never
Outer
been
Loop.
on this highway. And I go where I'm going. I've been there before. It's so odd. Like, I'm completely like...
Continue for 5 miles.
We'll just do it. We'll just wing it. I ain't even tripping. Oh, if my friend's watching this, man, I might get to you sometime. It's got me looping everywhere. Yeah. See, like, I totally lost my train of thought again. I probably should just get off here and do this another day, but I did want to get on here and let you guys know I'm okay, and I'm glad you're okay, and thanks for checking in, actually. And I'll do some more. Seriously, I'm going to finish the little Revelations thing I'm doing too, but you know what? Let me tell you what held me up on that. I was writing the book, and what I was getting ready to preach on or speak on, because, it's what I thought, more information came up, and I was like, I'm not going to tell anyone what I thought it was if God's showing me more depth to it. And it got so deep that it just took me into other areas and aspects, and so I just followed God. I'm like, okay, I don't mean to just stop with that. I know what I want to say, and I know that it's powerful, but I feel like God stopped me on that. And so I'm not going to say anything, that I shouldn't, if I feel like that's the case. And I do feel like that's the case. God actually came through me and helped me write this book, a channel work. And I think that's where I'm supposed to be right now, is focusing on that, and not really trying to speak about Revelations just yet. There must be something I'm missing. I think there's a link that I need to add, and maybe I just don't understand. And that's exactly why I have quit with where I was at. It's easier just to say, it's easier just to say something, but it's just not in me to do that. I can't. I'm not going to. So I would never lead somebody astray. It's not that I just want to be right. Do you understand? I feel like I don't even have to explain myself here. I just don't. Not with you guys. Not with this channel. Yeah, I just want to I want to bring what I know at the top of my knowledge. And knowledge always changes, especially as the realms upgrade. We're learning, we're growing, we never stop learning. Yeah. So anyway, what's this say? Yeah, have a break, come back if you need to reply. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's why I love talking. I love talking about it to people that understand. Like, I love it when people connect, because I just know you do. But I really probably should end this. I'm not sure how to. That's what's interesting. I need to check my maps to figure out if I'm on the right way to where I'm going. If not, I'm going to enjoy, because it might just take me straight to the ocean, and I just might need a vacation again. Who knows? But I'm going to get off here. It was really good talking to you, and I'll come back. If I even have to come back this way, I will, because I just feel good. I felt like I'm just glad that you stayed, and I just want to continue to grow, because I know we're going somewhere, so don't give up hope. And like I said, I already know you have it, but I really feel like once we get rid of everything we're not, I'm talking about controlling all emotions, because we're going to keep having emotional issues target us until we can figure out how to not react to them. I mean, you're gonna have things come up. More so, just feel it and observe it, but don't let it, don't feel it. Observe it, but don't let it in, okay? Don't feel it. Like, understand that everybody's emotion is a reflection of themselves and what they lack and how they're not complete. You don't need anybody's validation, and that's where I'm at in my learning experience, and I know other people are too. A lot of people can't pinpoint how to address it, and it really goes down to breaking yourself down, even if you have to write it on paper, and like, what is it that you want, and where are you going? And it don't matter how you're going to get there. You're just know that you got to get rid of some of these things, or or some of these blockages. It's emotional blockages, but it's people that are blocking you too. And just that, yeah, you create. Once you let go of anything that's pressure, right, that's pressuring you, which usually shows up as an anxiety or a pain of some sort. Once you notice that creeping up, just recognize it, get rid of it, you know, and once you do this long enough, you're going to be able to create. And that's where I'm at in the part, where I'm ready to create. And I feel like we're going to go far, not just we'll go far with whatever we want. And I don't know how far I just clicked out. Man, that was so deep, but oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. Free rent. You know what? If I ever get to see Tash Altana, I'm definitely gonna hit you up, because I like that girl. Like, her music is just, some of her new music, no, but her older music really was like putting me in this vibe for a while. I really liked it. She actually got stuck out there on the other side. She took mushrooms, which isn't good, but which I don't do any of that psychedelic stuff. But yeah, so she came back with the knowledge. That's what I'm saying. So I think that's interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna hit this X button, and hopefully it takes me off of here. But I want to stay in touch with you, and I appreciate you, all right? And if you ever need anything from us here in the States, you just let me know, all right? My house is open as well, so yeah, I'll talk to you later.